Our seventh lever to help improve our financial position is to better manage our inventory. Now, if you've got an entirely service-based business, then maybe this seventh lever does not apply to you whatsoever. If you do have inventory in your company, this can be an incredible game changer. Now, there's always this tug of war when it comes to inventory. We want to buy as much inventory as possible so that we can get the biggest bulk discounts from our suppliers. At the same time, we want to buy as little inventory as possible so that we're tying up as little cash as possible so we can keep cash free to go and do other things in our business. We want to get as much inventory as possible so that we can take advantage of big seasonal peaks like Amazon Prime Day or Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever seasonal spikes that you see. But at the same time, we want to minimize how much cash you put into inventory to minimize risk. Just in case this season is not as good as last year, maybe customers are not as eager to buy what we've got. So as you can see, there's this tug of war. Have as much cash in inventory to have as little, as much as possible, as little as possible, back and forth, back and forth. Now, I don't have any magic formula for you aside from really getting to know your numbers and understanding what you're willing to risk. I think Warren Buffett has a great 3-part question set that I encourage you to recommend. The question set is, what's the upside? What's the downside? Can I live with the downside? If you put every last penny that you've got into buying inventory for something and then it doesn't sell, can you live with that downside? Now, if you do end up in a situation where you have a ton of cash tied up in inventory and it's been a while that you've been holding it on, I highly recommend that you think about doing a fire sale to liquidate your inventory. Now, old me would have thought of this as a loss. But as long as you're selling for the same amount that you bought at wholesale, then you're actually just converting one asset type into another. If you have $50,000 of something tied up in inventory and you thought you were going to make 100, it's not a loss for you to resell it at 50. If you resell it at 50, all that means is you tried, it didn't work out, you got your money back, and now you can redeploy that cash, that same 50 grand, into a new product or a new service that is then going to hopefully be a lot hotter for you. And if you've been pulling the other levers that I've been talking about so far in this video, you probably by now do see that you have certain products that are less expensive to acquire and less expensive to fulfill. And so if you can find where those hot spots are, you can take cash out of non-performing inventory and reallocate it into those inexpensive to acquire, inexpensive to fulfill products and services and multiply your money once again.